From the Detroit Free Press, I'm Brian Todd with today's voice briefing. It's Monday, August 4th, 2025.
For the Detroit Free Press, I'm Keith Matheny, a 23-year-old Flint woman who's undergone 3 surgeries on her right leg over the last few weeks due to a serious antibiotic-resistant bacterial infection, has sued an Ann Arbor hotel owner, claiming the infection came from swimming in the hotel's poorly maintained indoor swimming pool. Attorneys for Alexis Williams filed the lawsuit this week in Washtenaw County Circuit Court, naming as defendants First Martin Corporation, an Ann Arbor-based commercial real estate firm that owns the Residence Inn downtown Ann Arbor. It was there that Williams and her family were staying in late June while visiting her grandmother, who was undergoing a medical procedure at the University of Michigan Medical Center. While swimming in the pool June 24th, Williams scraped her leg. Within hours, the wound hurt and burned, and within a day, her leg had swollen so much she could hardly use it. 3 surgeries later, Williams is out of the hospital, using a heavy leg brace and taking IV antibiotics daily. Her doctors tell her she's still not out of the woods for potentially having her leg amputated. Records obtained by Williams' attorneys from the Michigan Department of Environment, Great Lakes, and Energy showed the Residence Inn swimming pool without bacteria-fighting chlorine or bromine in its water on multiple recent occasions, as well as elevated pH and high bacteria levels within weeks of Williams swimming there. An attorney for Williams said she will seek substantial damages from the hotel operator. First Martin has not yet responded to the lawsuit and declined to comment.
I'm Susan Tompor, and I'm a personal finance columnist with the Detroit Free Press. We're looking at a long list of new tax rules that hit in 2025. It's all part of what President Donald Trump calls One Big Beautiful Bill. You'll want to work extra hours, though, to understand the complexities involved in claiming a tax break on overtime hours. According to the White House, about 20 million workers regularly receive overtime pay. Whether you will qualify for a tax break will depend on your income, the dollar limit on overtime that can qualify for the break, and how exactly your overtime pay will be treated on the tax return. The maximum annual deduction for overtime is $12,500 for singles and $25,000 for joint filers, beginning on tax returns filed next year. The deduction relating to overtime pay starts phasing out for single taxpayers with a modified adjusted gross income over $150,000 and above $300,000 for married couples filing a joint return. But here's one quirk. If you're paid time and a half, as many people are, the tax break only applies to the half portion. Let's consider an example. Say you earn $10 an hour typically, but when you work overtime, you're paid $15 an hour. In this case, only the extra $5 an hour could qualify for this tax break. The overtime-related tax break covers all of 2025, so it is retroactive and would include any overtime you worked earlier this year. Put in the time now to start understanding these complex new rules.
Find more from the Detroit Free Press on freep.com. That's FREEP.com. Thanks for listening, and you will hear more from us tomorrow.